All right, welcome everyone to this episode. I get an opportunity to speak to one of my students. Her name is Karina. Karina, how are you?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good. Now, Karina,
Mhm.
I know you very well, but for those listening and watching, can you introduce yourself and
Yes,
also let us know how long you've been with us?
yes. Well, my name is Karina. I'm 16, and I've been here in the academy I'm enrolled on December,
Hmm.
and yeah,
I love it. Do you have any hobbies, Karina?
yes. Well, I really like cooking. I
Mm-hmm.
really like to cooking things healthy. I'm so I really like it, and it is funny because some people think that eating healthy is so boring, and yes, but it is not. Well, for me, I really like it, so it's not funny. It's not um bad, you
I
know.
like that. I
Yeah,
like that. Now,
and also I like
yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
and also I like workout. Sometimes it's heavy,
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't have motivation, it's so heavy. You don't, you know, do workout. But I like it, and yeah, I'm also a very disciplined person.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I'm struggle with that because sometimes it's very hard to letting my hair down and just don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I'm struggle with that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm work on that because sometimes it's very important to relax your body and don't do anything. And yes, this is some things about myself.
I love that. I love that. You know, Karina, I think you are the youngest member of our family. We have a lot of adults. I remember when you first joined our family, and I said, I think, I think she might be in high school. But I love that you kept coming to the meetings, you enjoyed the conversations with everyone else. So you are definitely a sweetheart. And I'm also happy to hear that you enjoy cooking. I also love to cook. I'm a foodie as well. Now, before I ask you the next question I had on my agenda, I want to ask you this. What's your favorite type of food to cook?
Well, I breakfast, for be honest. I love breakfast and I
Mhm.
love the sweet things, you know.
Mhm.
And my favorite thing for cooking is oat. I don't know if it's
Oatmeal.
pronounced well.
Oatmeal?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yes. I really love that because there are many preparations that you can do with that.
Mhm.
So this is amazing.
I love it. I love it. Great. All right, so let me ask you this question then, Karina. Thank you for introducing yourself. I normally ask when someone started studying English. Now, you said that you've been with us since December. I want to know, what were you doing before December? So when you came to the academy, were you 16 at that time or were you 15 then?
um, fifth, no, 16
You
because
were 16? Mhm.
I'm in on October 11th.
Oh,
I going to have
your birthday?
17.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. Okay. So Karina and I saw a message in our private group maybe about a month ago, I think. You were saying that your teacher was so impressed with your English, right? Did you post that in the group? Was that your message?
No.
No? Okay, well, I'm as your teacher online, I'm impressed. I thought it was your message online, but I wanted to ask you this. What made you decide to choose the academy? Again, because I have a lot of adults in the, well, actually only adults. What made you choose the program? What was it about the program that made you say, hey, I want to try this program? Because I'm sure you have English teachers in school. What made you decide to join us?
Well, to be honest, my teachers, well, I don't like the English in high school. This is
Mm-hmm.
something that I don't like it because the teachers are not very well teachers, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like it. And I have been in courses in my country, but the teenagers also are not very, sometimes they don't want to learn in the language.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they just are there for because their fathers or their families say that it's very important to
Mm-hmm.
learn English, but they didn't care. So I was in there, but I didn't like it because I feel that I wasn't learning anything. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, then I watched your lives that you did on
Mm-hmm.
December, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I want to be there, because I know that there's many adults there, but they are mature,
Very
they
mature.
already
Yeah.
grow.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to be there, and you are so amazing. You are a very good
Aw,
teacher,
thank you.
and yes, I want to be here. And was a struggle because I can enroll because the card was so hard to enroll in all that stuff, but then I can't, and I feel so happy. In the first time that I came to
Mm-hmm.
one, video, like speaking with other people, was
Mm-hmm.
so scary, and in some points I connect, and then I left the video because I feel so scary. But after
Mm,
some meetings, I can feel more confident, but
yeah.
anyways I also struggling,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I feel bad because when I speak with myself, I'm speaking so much with myself and I feel fluency, but when I'm speaking with another person, it's like I'm not. My words are a mess. And yes, but
It
yes.
seems like you're feeling more confident though now. Do you feel more confident now than when you
Yes.
started?
Yes. Actually,
Then,
this is my first time speaking with a native speaker like you. So this is
mm,
something very big for me.
I'm happy to be the first native speaker that you're speaking to one on one. I'm happy about that. Okay, so you said now you feel more confident, right? More confident than when you
Yes.
first joined. When did you notice that transition, that change? Because again, this is an online program, right? So that means you've been consistent, and you said earlier you're a very disciplined person. When did you start to notice, oh my goodness, I can really express myself fluently? When did that happen for you?
Well, as I was saying before, I speak so much with myself.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I feel that I can use more words and I can express more myself because I'm speaking so much with myself. So before I speak with myself, but not too much. But right
Mm-hmm.
now I feel more confidence when I'm speaking, and I feel that I'm speaking more.
It's
I'm
good.
saying more words, and yes. So yeah.
It's good. So when did you decide to start speaking more to yourself? Was it because of the weekly challenges? What led you to start speaking a lot more? Even though it's just by yourself, it's very effective because you're comfortable right now, right? I know you said earlier, Tiffany, I'm a little nervous, but you're doing well. So what made you decide to start practicing more even by yourself?
Well, because I in high school, but I finished high school this year, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
virtual high school, so I don't go to high school like presential.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here in my home many times. I only live with my mom. My
Mm-hmm.
mom is always in the work, so I spend many time alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sometimes you feel lonely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm start to speaking with myself, and I'm start improving in the same way, but I'm with myself. It's like I'm with
Mm-hmm.
myself and I'm speaking with myself, and um, yes,
It's good.
for improve, and also for listening something. I don't know,
Yeah, that
something like
makes
that.
sense. That makes sense. So then, okay, so you said that you're home a lot by yourself, which gives you opportunity to practice a lot, right?
Yes, because with another person is complicated because the person can say like that girl is crazy or something like that. So be alone is something that beneficial in some way.
Okay, okay. Well, then what's the hardest thing you experience? Like, what's the biggest challenge you have right now related to your English studies?
Well, listening is something that I'm struggle since I'm start study English because in the first time that I'm start to learning the language,
Mm-hmm.
I can understand anything,
Mm-hmm.
anything. But then I'm start improving. But right now, some people speak very fast, or sometimes they put the words more shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sometimes very hard to understand the people, and yeah, sometimes I struggle with um, listening, and also with the speaking sometimes, because sometimes I want to say more things, like say
Mm-hmm.
with more expressions, with more phrasal verbs, but I can't. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes with the speaking, and also because sometimes I feel shocked when I'm speaking with another person. I feel like I know what I'm going to say. So sometimes also speaking, and yeah, I think only that
Only that.
right
Okay.
now.
All right. Then on the opposite side, what do you enjoy the most? What do you enjoy the
Well,
most about studying English? Mm-hmm.
it's funny because I really like to listening. I'm
Mm-hmm.
struggling with that, but also I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I have podcasts who are really amazing. I have one who is not about learning the language, it's about a podcast who a native speaker speak about her life, personal things, and it's something that very not natural nature,
Yes.
It's,
Natural. Yep.
yes, and so I really like it. Also, another two who are more about learning the language, but I really like it, and I really sometimes I don't understand some words, but sometimes I understand. So this is something very funny. Also, I really like to reading, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't read books because I'm start. I don't remember when, but I'm start one day to reading one book, and I feel so frustrated because I can't understand anything of the page.
Mm-hmm.
Only few words, and I feel so frustrated. So I give up with reading a book, and then I start to reading in a website
Mm-hmm.
who is about articles and
Mm-hmm.
news about the life, the things that you like it. And it is something funny because you grab acknowledgement, and
Mm.
also you are learning something and you are improving your English. So I really like it. And another thing can be, well, speaking with myself.
Good. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want you to tell me, being a member of our family, right? Again, you've been here since December, so it's about, wow, okay, 7 months. What do you enjoy the most? Again, you said you saw me on YouTube and you were like, oh, okay, I like her. She's a good teacher. You came and joined the academy after the live. What have you enjoyed the most about being a part of our family?
Th- that the people are very big, like they already grow up. So
Mm-hmm.
that is like not with teenagers. Sometimes it's very hard because they um are sometimes very funny, and sometimes they laugh at you because you speak in that way or you say that thing that it is not correctly. But with
Mm,
people who are more grow, is more good, and you feel with more confidence. And also, well, the plan that I have,
yes.
the academy plan, is
Yes.
something that you know what to do
Mm-hmm.
in this day. So it's not something like I know what I'm going to do. It's more like
Mm-hmm.
I have this day, I have this day, and I can do this. Something like that.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yes, I understand what you're saying, and I can see that. My niece is a teenager as well. She's very mature, like you. She's very mature, and she's also easy to talk to. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the fact that, yes, there are lots of adults, but they understand you, they respect your opinions, they help you, and you guys enjoy the conversation. So that's really good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear
Yes.
that. So then, how do you currently study? I know that you're home. Do you study mainly in the morning, in the evening, or just all throughout the day? How do you study English right now?
Well, I don't have a specific schedule
Mm-hmm.
because I have high school, so sometimes I need to, you know, study more about high school.
Mm-hmm.
And there is expression for that you said, but I don't remember what's the expression. The English take the back burner.
Yes, excellent job, Karina. English does
Yes.
take a all right, excellent. Back burner, very good. Put it on the back burner.
So yes, when I need to study more in things of high school, it is more less time to study English. But I usually study, well, in when I breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I do the plan,
Mm-hmm.
the academy plan. And in the afternoon, sometimes I reading, listening. Well, listening I usually do when I'm cleaning the dishes or when I do something more, and
Mm-hmm.
I listen. And reading,
Uh-oh, I think it froze, hon. Let's see, I think you're coming back.
uh what I was saying,
The connection went
the
out a little
schedule,
bit,
right?
but your
About,
schedule, yep.
yes. So I forget it.
You
uh,
said in the
you can
morning.
listen
Uh-huh.
In the morning, I usually do the plan,
Yes. Uh-huh.
and in the afternoon, well, and while I'm cleaning the dishes and that stuff, I
Hmm.
usually listening something.
Yes.
And in the afternoon, I usually do shadowing and reading. So this
Very
is
nice.
my schedule about English.
Good, good, good. All right. So then let me ask you this. How has your life changed now that you're able to speak English comfortably and
Well,
confidently? Hmm.
I change too much? I don't think so because it's only for me. But
Hmm.
I feel more confident with myself, and I feel like I already can understand because
Hmm.
before I can't do it. So maybe I could say that change in that because right now the English is part like of me. When I'm listening
Hmm.
something or when I watch movies, it's in English and it is already part of me. So I could say that it's changed um, in that
Hmm.
because in another areas like work or something like that, no, because I don't work, I
Hmm.
study. But yeah, I feel with more confidence, and I really hope in a few years more I be like a native speaker.
I love that. I love that. Okay. That's a perfect lead into my next question. You said you hope in a few years you'll be like a native speaker, right? Able to speak English like a native speaker. Do you have any other dream related to English? Let's say
Well,
you're able to speak like a native English speaker. What else would you like to do?
my dream always has been go and live in United States
Mm-hmm.
and have the things that I want to do there.
Mm-hmm.
So in few years, I really hope to be there and speaking like native speaker and be fluency and that stuff.
I like that. Do you have any state that you'd like to live in?
Well, New York, I really like it in photos because I never have been in United States,
Mm-hmm.
but I really love to live in United States. But the people say that it's very expensive, so I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, New York is expensive. It is. But hey, I think your dream will come true. Keep working hard and something will happen to help you get here.
Thank
Now,
you.
of course. What do you think? Now I'd like for you to give some advice to those listening and watching. What do you think, Karina, in your opinion, what do you think is the most important thing for English learners to remember?
Well, I think it is so important to have patience to yourself
Yes.
because the sometimes we want the things very quickly, like
Hmm.
when we start to go to the gym. Some people say like, well, in 1 month I'm going to have a six-pack or muscle, very muscle, but it's not possible. And sometimes in English it's the same. Sometimes we want the things happen very quickly, but it is not
Hmm.
possible. By the way, I remember when I'm start to listening, and as I was saying before, I didn't understand anything,
Hmm.
and I watched videos, and I must put the subtitles because I can understand.
Hmm.
And I feel frustrated, and yeah, but the time is going to come,
Yes.
and then you start improving. And one day I
Hmm.
remember that I forget to put the subtitles, and I can understand. And then I
Nice.
realized that I feel so excited because it was like I am improving, and before I can understand this, and right now I can understand. And I feel frustrated in the past, but right now it's like you got it, you do it.
I love
So
it.
so that makes me feel happy and makes me feel like the patience is everything. And also it's very important, don't give up, because sometimes
Yeah.
when we don't have patience we give up. And it's
Yeah.
okay sometimes give up, for 1 day, for example, but not for 1 year, because if you give up in for 1 year and then you start, you're going to start in this in the start.
Yep.
So it's very important, yeah, that have patience and don't give up, and also enjoy the process.
Love it.
Do things that you enjoy, because when we do things that we don't like it's probably that we are going to give up because we don't like to do that. So we feel tired of doing that because it's like I don't like to do that. So why I must do that? So it's very important to find something that you like it and doing that in English. For example, if you like, I don't know, watching movies or listening music, try to do that in English. Try to do like your world related to English or the language that you want to learn.
Great advice. Great advice. I love that last part you said too about basically surrounding yourself with English wherever you are. I love it. I love it. Karina, do you have any questions for me?
Well, I have a question, but it is about, like sometimes I feel that when I am, for example, reading something or listening something or do something like that, sometimes there are words that I can't understand. Or maybe, for example, when I'm reading something, I have a new word, and yeah, I have a new word, but I search, well, not, I try to find the meaning of that word, and then I know what the word means, and I read in the article and I understand everything. But then I don't focus to learning that word only in the moment. Also with listening. With listening, sometimes there are some parts that are off of my mind. There are some parts that I don't understand, but I understand for the context. So I wondering if doing that is also helpful, or I must to learning the new word that I reading, or try to understand everything of the things that I'm listening. So yes.
Great question. Great question. So, two-part answer. First, it's totally okay to not know every single word, because what happens is your brain starts helping you understand things in context, right? So even for me as an American, right? I am your teacher. I'm teaching you new expressions, words, slang, and many different things, right? My nieces, I mentioned my niece earlier. She's a teenager. There are so many new slang terms coming out all the time, right? So my nieces teach me. Oh, TT, they call me TT. Here's a new slang, or TT, here's a new word, right? So there's always going to be something new to learn. So instead of being stressed, it's okay to just understand the context, right? The second thing I can say that will help you is, as you're watching a program or listening to a podcast, you might not know every word, but sometimes there's a word that it's hard to guess what it means. It's hard to really understand where its place is in the episode, so you might look it up. If you find yourself looking up a word because you can't guess the meaning, write it down. That's the word that you want to remember moving forward. So write the word down and write the definition. Look at the example sentences. Here's the key though. Do three things. After you've written the word and written the expression, think about three aspects of your life. For example, it can be morning, afternoon, or evening, or breakfast, lunch, dinner. You pick three aspects of your life, maybe home life, high school life, and hanging out with friends life. It's totally okay. But then use that word or expression to describe each one or to talk about something. When you do this, it literally makes it easier for you to remember the word or expression later because there's a connection in your brain, right? Let's say the word is elated, right? Which you know now because you've been in the academy, right? Elated, extremely happy. The first time you learned that word, you were like, oh, I get it, but you had never used it. Well, using this method, okay, morning. I was elated when I saw that my mom made me breakfast with oats. Lunch. I was elated when my friend messaged me asking me to go out to eat. Dinner. I was elated when I realized we were having pizza. You see how breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and use that word to apply it. Now moving forward, when you're in a conversation, that word will pop into your mind because there are triggers. You've connected it to some part of your life. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the best way to remember things. So great question. Great question. Now,
thank you so much for the answer.
Of course. Now we have time for one more. Do you have one more question, or was that your only question for me?
I think this is the only question. Yes.
Good question. Well, Karina, I am very proud of you. I think in a few years, we're going to see you do many great things. And I think one day you will definitely get to America, get to New York, and I think you'll really have a great time.
Thank you so much, Teacher Tiffany. I really appreciate you, and you are an amazing teacher. You need
Oh,
to
thank
know that.
you. Thank you.
Every student say that, but for real, you are a great teacher. And yes, I'm so happy to speaking with you. And right now, I feel more relaxed.
Good. I'm glad you feel more relaxed. And thank you so much for your kind words. You are a great student. I hope you have a great afternoon. It was great talking to you, Karina.
Same.
All right, hon. Bye
Bye.
bye.